AITA for wanting to call the police? To start off, I, 15F, never really got along with my oldest brother, 19 Minthian, who I'll call K. I'm sure when I was a baby he might have cared, at least that's what my mom says. But he's always had pretty bad anger issues. I just never thought he would harm us. You know that Reddit post of the girl whose brother was a total asshole? I believe it was the "What ended your relationship with your sibling?" I've never read a story more relatable, if that helps understand how he is. Although he's a loser without hobbies, definitely no wife, and he's batshit crazy. I've completely stopped talking to him when I was like 13 or 14. Unless I'm put up a wall to communicate with him in any way, I just avoid him like the plague. I wish my parents would kick him out since he's a total asshole to them, too often calling them idiots, the F slur, and being racist. It really is your own people, I guess. But the other day, my other brother, who I'll call S, Sevstimim, who I'm close with, knocked on my door about a package, which was ordered under my username with, I'm assuming, my dad's card, so he thought I bought something. I did not buy anything, so I was confused. I assumed it was an accident, and it probably was, but me and S opened it anyways. We were surprised to see titanium. At the time, I didn't know what it was. Maybe S did and didn't want to freak me out. Either way, it was titanium, but I still had no idea what it was, so we left it on my dad's desk. My dad, 53 Mem, didn't bring it up until tonight, when he asked about the box because it was under my username. I told him what was inside and that I never ordered titanium balls. I still didn't know what it was. And he said he'll ask my brothers about it. So then I'm on the couch watching TV when Kay comes out saying food. I'm dead serious, this is how he asks for a meal for my parents. And my dad asks him about the titanium, which is when he announces he bought it for his gun. Right away, my parents are like, "What, you have a gun? What do you need a gun for?" And he tells them to relax because it's a BB gun and that they're just toys. I'm not entirely sure about that statement, but I don't know much about guns and I don't want to trust him either. So Kay tells them, it's none of your business, I bought it with my money, but he doesn't have a job, so I'm genuinely confused as to how he even got money or enough to buy a gun. Hey, is now a bad time to say he's a Trump fan? And is now a bad time to say he's already hit me before, called me slurs, and told me to kill myself multiple times before? So my parents are beyond disappointed after my mother has spent so many years trying to defend that he would never harm us. And that's when Kay says, I bought it when I didn't know there was going to be people moving in above us. We have people moving into the upstairs unit of the apartment we live in because my dad owns it. By now, I'm just scared, because I know he would probably kill me if given the chance. And he doesn't necessarily have a good relationship with anyone in the house. So he storms off to his room, and I'm at the couch watching a movie. But I can't enjoy it anymore, because I'm scared shitless. I believe he bought the gun when we went out of town. Kay was invited to come by my mom to see family, but he said no. That weekend, a rat got caught in a trap my dad set up, and Kay called about it. He was too grossed out to touch it, so he stabbed it. I've seen like true crime videos, and this is usually how it starts. But back to now, I tell my parents I'm calling the police, and my mom goes off on me saying CPS will take me away. Honestly, I'm fine with that as long as he's not a threat to my family anymore. I love my parents, but they don't take their own advice. If you're in a dangerous situation, get out of it. My mom literally says I'm mad at her for staying with him. Whenever she hears a story about abuse, but she'll say, he's my first baby, or something of that nature whenever I tell her to kick out Kay. I've always been scared that he'd stab my parents when they're sleeping, but this is a new level. I just want my family to be safe. So I took a shower to calm down a little and clear my head. But when I was about to get in, I overheard my parents telling him that he could have a gun when he isn't living under my parents' roof. Essentially, they were gently telling him to get out, but I'm not sure if he got the message. So then my mom just told him that they'd get a restraining order against him. I don't know what happened after that because I got in the shower, but I don't think he'd react so calmly that I couldn't hear it through the water. I think he's planning something. When I got out, I saw S with my dad at the computer looking up how to get a restraining order against someone, so I'm hoping they'll actually follow through with it because I don't feel safe. I never really have. But I think they're not starting to feel safe either, and that's why they're taking it more seriously. I don't know what to do. I don't want to get taken away, but if I will, if it can keep us safe from him, I just hope they actually go through with the restraining order. I guess this doesn't really fall under the AITA category. It just fits when my mom was mad at me. But it's been about 2 hours. I also apologize that this is all over the place. My mind is a mess right now. For now, I'm researching lawyers that could help us. AITA for calling out my codependent divorced parents, for spending all college savings on divorce, and fighting fees. I've actually never really posted anything like this. But it's late at night, and I've been in a spiral loop about this topic. For context, I'm 19 and graduated 2023 from high school. My parents' lifestyles are what I would say very interesting and full of heartache. My dad has been divorced 3 times, my mom 2 times. The relationship issues is unreal, actually, with both of them. Lots of domestic violence. I have a younger sister as well, so you can imagine the home environment with all of the constant moving, visiting, new step, family integrating, finances, etc. I feel so rude for saying this, but I feel like my parents honestly were not good parents at all. Of course, they cared, fed, provided. The emotional environment, however, was not okay whatsoever. Lots of childhood abuse, physical, mental, emotional. They have since been more tame and have apologized about it. Now we are older. But their relationships and mentalities are still very childish. I've had to grow up very fast and become a parent to my sister, in times where my parents were unable to provide emotional stability, and be a parent to my own parents too. Now, this is just an accumulation of all the stressful things, and as someone growing up in this environment, I was very happy to be able to go to college. But once I inquired my parents about it, I was unaware how uneducated and unsupportive they were about college. Frankly, they did not want to discuss any of it with me, and I wanted to discuss finances like an adult, and asked if they saved up money, to which my dad said, "We spent it all on divorce." Or other comments from my parents like, "Your mother took it all from me. I am not paying for a single cent. My parents never paid, so I'm not paying for you." They both went to a church-based subsidized college, so basically paying like $700 a semester in tuition, bruh. Guys, don't get me wrong. I love my parents, and I do forgive them for their mistakes and actions, because they are human just like me. I am just in deep shock and despair with the situation I was put in so young. I feel like I deserved a chance or kind of that karma idea, YK. I am very grateful for their support in various moments of my life. But I know they don't give a fuck after I'm legally an adult now. My mother texted me she was leaving midway through my HS graduation, and my dad moved out of state the day after my sister graduated. I'd care if this is being entitled in my position or whatnot, but I just feel like I deserved more respect as a kid, a child, and a person. Anyways, I need your advice, thoughts. Is this wrong of me to want? Please let me know genuinely. I am open to any opinion and response. Edit. I did get help from my mother for 1 year out of state for college, because it was my dream to attend it, but then had to move back in state because she screamed and told me she wasn't going to do it anymore. I might delete this later too. This is a lot of TMI.